right? So this is just continuing off of yesterday's. So here we can just see a general ranking of Uma and stuff. To be honest, I've been kind of questioning why people would even watch this kind of stuff. But then again, I kind of just putting this on the back. Like, if you really wanted to listen to the entire document, just like use it. Just like get a basic text-to-speak program and do like audiobook or something like that. I don't know. So for 1 to start, there is Bakushin, rating is page chaser, right? I'm pretty sure this week and also pretty sure racing is here. Yeah, running in team trials and parents. Yeah, for the racer, being a sprinter. 4 for team trials, also go for sprint, and the 2 for a parent. Bakushin staggering lead goal. Bakushin's staggering lead goal is pretty much impossible to activate as a normal front runner. You don't have to awaken her all the way up to potential level 5, since she has pace chaser straightaways and countermeasure. It's better to just make her a pace chaser. Huh. That's weird. Her unique skill is also more difficult to activate as a front runner. Turbo Spray is a great skill for sprints, though other Umas can get the gold from her card. Wait, is this reference? Wait, the card or the... I don't know. MG Orion ratings, 2 for racing as a late surgeon, 2 for team trials, and 5 for a parent. Ryan is exclusively used as a parent. On tracks where the spurt starts on the corner, she's almost always used for all late surgers and end closers. Even though Dober outshines her on some tracks with 2 uniques to inherit, it's usually Ryan plus Dober as your parents. Killer Tunes is for pace tracers / runners, so it's not something that helps her. You'd rather run her as a late surger for Rising Dragon and the chance of triggering her unique, though her unique is way too specific to be consistent. Team trials need exactly 8th place. Oh, yeah, this would be 8th place. That's interesting. Agnes Tachyon. Where people have called her like weird, basic tampon, whatever. Ratings 3 for a race as a pace chaser, 5 for team trials as a medium, a 5 for parents, and a speed debuffer of -0.25. Tachyon is used universally as a parent, but on some tracks her unique is used by Christmas Aguri as a force heal, which improves her consistency. For team trials, her debuff evolves into a perfectly consistent skill. Her heal and unique are both consistent enough to... Having a unique heal and a gold heal means you get to skip on stamina while training her. However, she's not amazing in a CM context. What does CM stand for? Whatever. Nice Nature is a 1-star. Ratings 1 for racing as a late surger, 4 for team trials, 2 for parent, and a stamina debuffer of -6%. Wait, 6%? That's again, all the percentage matters are horses. Nice Nature is the quintessential stamina debuffer, having both important golds. That's basically her only use in Champions Meeting. See the debuff build section for details. Her evolution skills are both bad, but the all-seeing ice solution is more consistent for team trials. King Halo 1-star. Ratings 2 for racing as late surger, 2 for team trials, and 1 for parent. OG King Halo is an unfortunate Uma. Her unique is essentially OG Oguri's, but worse. Her vision gold is consistent but unusable outside of team trials. Joel of Energy is inconsistent and weak when Turbo Sprint exists. An Uma that's entirely outclassed. Winning ticket 1-star. Ratings late surger for 3. 3 for team trials and 1 for parents. Winning ticket has nothing exciting in her kit. A speed unique on the final straight combined with 1 useless and 1 decent gold, but at least the golds are consistent. Her unique might be more consistent in the mile, but she starts with mile F. Block side final quarter uniques are difficult even since first anniversary added the spreading on final quarter. Frick. Actually, the one was a really long name. Matic Anna Fuku Kitaru, 1-star. Ratings 1 for racing as a late surger, 4 for team trials as long, and 1 for parent. Fuku is unique. He is more consistent in longer tracks. However, she has no built-in gold shield, so it's harder to build her for them. Her long gold is consistent, but her green gold is anything but. In CM, it triggers 2 out of 9 times, and in team trials, it triggers 2 out of 12 times. Harura, 1 for running as a late surger, and 4 for team trials on dirt, and the 2 apparent. Aurora is full of recovery. Since dirt team trials is all mile, she has medium G anyways. They are not very useful. However, they are fairly consistent, and for free-to-play players, she's one of the only options for dirt team trials. You can make her an end closer if you want her unique to be a bit more consistent, maybe. Her unique isn't normally something you want to inherit. However, there are some edge cases where you can inherit it on the late surger / end closer Christmas agree. She's also sometimes used for weird strategies that involve having one very bad Uma due to her bad aptitudes. Aw man. 2-star Uma's gold ship. Ratings 4 for racing as end closer, 4 for team trials, medium/long, and 1 for parent. Gold ship is a good baseline end closer. When end closers are good, she's a fine option to bring, but she'll always be outclassed by at least one other end closer. Her vision buff is a consistent gold for team trials, but does nothing in CM. As always with vision skills, downhills for her recovery happen more in medium team trials, 68%, than in 2,500 to 2,600 long team trials, which is 57%. Vodka, 2-star. 3 for racing as a late surger, 4 for team trials as a mile, and 1 for parent. In CM, what does CM stand for again? Am I stupid? I'm stupid. Who knows? Running this racing CM, debuff for what reading or refer to pages, parent, gambler. Wait, do they even talk about CM? They might have said. I might have just forgot. In 1 year, outdoors are impressive, isn't it? In CM, Vodka's Furious Feet evolution makes her a good gambler. If it triggers well, she'll have a good chance to win. Pair it with other gambling skills, like on your left in team trials. The 6 NPCs make it very hard to trigger. Her shield is consistent in both cases. Her unique is the worst version of OG agrees. That was Scarlet, 2-star. Ratings 4 for the runner, her and a front runner, and 4 for a pace chaser 2. A 4 for team trials as a medium front runner, and a 1 for parent. That was unique, has acceleration on it, which is always a sign that you should look to see if you can take advantage of it. For Daiwa, she used to be known as the Daiwa Rocket in medium. She triggers killer tunes, gain speed, and that triggers her unique, which makes her accelerate, ideally near the start of the spurt. If it's a bad track for front runners, she can be a pace chaser. She's a great free-to-play option in medium CMs. For team trials, her unique is much more consistent as a front runner, so just make her a front runner and ignore the heal. Grass Wonder, 2-star. 3 for ready as a late surger, 4 for team trials as medium, a 2 for parent, and a speed debuff her of negative 0.25. Grass Wonder is generally used as a combination of speed debuff her and gambler in CM. With her in on your left, you can sometimes get lucky and still win. On the races, she doesn't get lucky, and Monopolizer slows down the enemies to help your other Umas win. In team trials, on your left can be a bit inconsistent, but her Monopolizer evolution is perfectly consistent. Alconder Paza, 2-star. Ratings 4 as runner for front runner, 4 for pace chaser, and 4 for team trials on dirt, and a 5 for parent. Pasta is a really weird Uma. Her unique is great for CM front runners when the spurt starts on or near the final straight. However, she has a great front runner E, so it's really difficult to raise her for herself. She usually regulates to pair for that reason, but she can get lucky as a pace chaser if there are fewer front runners. In team trials, she's generally used for dirt due to the lack of Umas for that. But she has a medium gold. But in medium, she needs more stamina so she can use her unique. And her unique will only work if she's actually winning. Just use her as a dirt Uma until you get someone better. But she got 4 for that. That's weird. The Air Group 2-star. 1 for pace chasers, 4 for team trials as a late surger, and 3 for a pace chaser for team trials, and a 2 for being a parent. Air Group's awakening and unique don't quite match. Her unique requires her to be force or worse and pass someone, which is hard for a team trials pace chaser, but she has a pace chaser gold. It's better to make her a late surger, since uniques are worth 2 gold. In CM, she has nothing going for her over other Umas, but she does come with 2 end closer debuffs. She's a low effort option if you want to debuff end closers. Mayano Top Gun 2-star ratings 4 for runner as anything. Team Trials, it's maybe a 2, maybe a 4 for a front runner / pace chaser, and 1 for parent. Mayano has great awakenings, breath of fresh air is a consistent heal, and no stopping me is a strong skill on many CMs. Her aptitude means she can race on anything as anything, though dirt mile is a bit difficult. If pace chasers are good, she could be a pace chaser. If end closers are good, she could be an end closer. Her shapeshifter event, when a G1 has each style, even gives her a good acceleration for every style. She is definitely you, but you want to invest it as a free-to-play player. In team trials, no stopping me is inconsistent. Her unique is also final corner block side unique, which is difficult to achieve after the first anniversary change to make Uba spread out on the final corner. I'm not sure how consistent it is in team trials. Super Creek 2-star. Ratings 3 as a runner for pace chaser, 3 for team trials as a long / medium distance pace chaser, and a 4 for parent. Super Creek has a crazy amount of recovery in her kit. Her unique and evolve Maestro total to be nearly 3 golds worth. However, her unique is inconsistent, requiring her to be in 3 to 4 in CM or 3 to 5 in team trials at a random point in the middle leg. If there end up being a lot of front runners / pace chasers, it's difficult to trigger. It's still a good heal when inherited though, so she is sometimes used as a pair for pace chasers who want some safety versus debuffs. Pace chasers often don't have good things to inherit, especially if it's not a Nishido track, so she's a good parent to have around. 3-star Umas. Rice Shower is the original one. Ratings 2 as a runner for pace chaser, 5 for team trials in long, and 2 as a parent. Rice is a very popular Uma, but not a very good one. The unique and golds are all consistent enough for long team trials though, and since she has a built-in recovery, training her for it isn't difficult. Her bonuses can sometimes make training painful. She has determined descent, which is good on some tracks, but the other Umas with it are much better, and others can just inherit a white or get the gold from a card. Ciboli Rudolph, the original. Ratings 3 as a runner for late surger, 5 for team trials as a medium late surger, a 3 for parent, and a speed debuff of negative 0.25. Rudolph's evolution means her unique and both golds are perfectly consistent, making her a great option for medium team trials, though one of those golds is Professor, which you get from the very popular Kiss Unblock Speed card, as well as the popular Tokatio Wisdom card. If you regularly use either of those cards, she loses value and can be considered Team Trials 4 due to having a duplicated gold. Her unique is very consistent and decently strong for late surgers and end closers. She can be a good pair when Dobry and or Ryan are good parents for the track, such as in long distance or as a grandparent. As a debuffer, Rudolph is desirable as she can't use her own card, which is the best card for debuffers. In CM, she's just average. Majero McQueen, original. Ratings 4 as a late surger, 5 for team trials in a long pace chaser, and a 3 for a parent. McQueen received a bit of redemption with her evolution, but not enough to make her generally good in CM. However, everything is considered for team trials. There is a very specific strategy with McQueen as a late surger in CM, which is fairly strong. You pair her with a Uma or a similar poor performer to make her unique always trigger. Her unique is also pretty good for front runners when the final corner is in the middle leg. In long where stronger, the final quarter is later than you want a front runner skill for. It could be used on pace chasers. Takai Shuttle, original. Ratings 5 as pace chaser, 3 for team trials, and then 5 as the parent. Takai's unique is very strong on certain tracks, and it gives acceleration. She's a highly desirable parent. On tracks where she's good, her aunt is paired with Nishino Flowers, taking up both parent slots. Because of this, if you don't have either of them, you should consider prioritizing Takai from daily legend races. However, her unique isn't consistent enough for team trials. Also, when she's good, it's often the case that other Ubas with her unique inherited are stronger than her, but sometimes it only lasts long enough on herself. Oguri Cap's original ratings 3 as a page chaser, 3 as a late surger, 3 as an end closer, 5 for team trials as a page chaser, and 3 as a parent. Oguri is a great all-rounder Uma. She is decently strong in basically any track, and her unique can be inherited on non-front runners for a consistent 0.25 speed. Using Guri is never a bad choice. In team trials, everything is consistent, and you can put her anywhere you need her. Of course, that's usually dirt, but if you have dirt Umas and not sprint Umas, she can feel that. Her great flexibility and good strength is why she's recommended for the initial pick ticket, even though other Umas are sometimes stronger. Her shield is consistent when she's a pace chaser, and her acceleration skill can sometimes be used for gambling. Barozensky's original ratings 2 for a front runner, 5 for team trials as a mile pace chaser, and 5 as a parent. Barozensky is primarily a para Uma. For front runners and pace chasers, she's good for Osaka High, Oaks, Japan Derby, and Japan Cup. These are all medium tracks, so she herself isn't very good on them. She doesn't have the skill required to keep first. On other final quarter tracks, her unique typically triggers too early to do anything, but she can be inherited on late surgers / end closers, who can pass into fifth to trigger it later and gets acceleration. On such tracks, Dober isn't a good inherit, so she could replace Dober as a parent. In team trials, she has consistent skills and consistent unique. Just don't evolve Excel for Straddle. It requires first place when evolved, which isn't consistent even for a front runner. Her inherited unique is also very consistent for all styles and can be inherited on anyone in team trials for points. Tokatio's original ratings 5 as a runner for a pace chaser, 5 for team trials as a medium pace chaser, and 3 for parent. Tokatio is used to be basically unusable, but the evolutions and the buff to her unique saved her. Now she's a very strong Uma in medium distance. Her win rate in competitive matchmaking rivals NY Kitasan and Christmas Oguri in some CMs. As a parent, she is a consistent 0.25 speed. She also has strong secret events for winning the Triple Crown and the Spring Triple Crown. Silent Suzuka is the original. Rating is 5 for running as a front runner, 5 for a team trials in the mile front runner, and a 2 for being a parent. Suzuka is used for her ability, whatever. In team trials, this means she has the extra gold skill. Concentration is also a great skill in team trials since it gets you more good start bonuses. In CM, she's used often as a front runner, as front runners are frequently strong and it makes it much harder for front runners to win. When the spur is on the final court, her unrestrained skill can help her win. Her inherited unique basically only works on the Unji, and there are better options. Special weeks, the original. Rating is 4. 4 for running as a pace chaser, 5 for team trials as a pace chaser, and a 4 for parent. Special week is pretty plain. Her unique has acceleration, but it requires you to pass someone, so it's hard to trigger early enough to be good. However, the current speed aspects of it means you'll always be getting a benefit. Everything is consistent for a team trials pace chaser. TM Opera O, the original, rating is 4+ for a pace chaser, 5 for team trials as a medium pace chaser, and a 2 for a parent. Opera had a heap of consistent skills for team trials. In CM, she can be strong when the spurt starts after the final corner starts, and both of her evolutions are great. Her unique and speed star both trigger on that final quarter. If they give her carryover, she's strong. Tracks that fit this are Tenosho Autumn and That's It Icing. Also, keep in mind her Fall Triple Crown secret event both years, which gives all stats up and is affected by race bonus. Mihono Bourbon, the original. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but whatever. She's 2 as a runner for front, 5 for team trials as a medium front runner, and 3 as a parent. Bourbon is outclassed by many front runners in a CM context, but in team trials, her skills are pretty consistent. You want to get concentration on her to improve her unique's consistency, or at least focus. Her unique won't trigger if she has a bad start, and concentration prevents those. Having a medium distance recovery built in makes her easy to train. Bia Hide, the original. Ratings: 2 as a runner for a pace chaser, 5 for team trials as a long pace chaser, and a 2 as a 3 as a parent. Being is similar to Super Creek. She has an insane amount of recovery, almost 3 goals worth, with from her evolutions, and everything is consistent for team trials. However, she has nothing exciting in her kit for CM, except maybe carryover on her unique Nintendo Show fall. Majiro McQueen, the anime version. Ratings: 2 as a runner for front, 2 as a runner for pace, 5 for stadium as a long front runner or a pace, and 2 as a parent. Bird McQueen doesn't really have anything going in for her in CM, but at least she is consistent in stadium and has a heal for long. She's outclassed when her uniques carry over and can compete in long CMs against mega pace chasers, meta pace chasers, or front until her buffs, which come in much later. Though after those buffs, she's quite strong. Tokatio anime version. She is a 3 as a runner for pace, 5 as stadium for a medium pace, and a 3 for parent. Red Tio is a little better than OG Curry, but has nothing to make her exceptional. Everything is consistent for stadium, and her unique can be inherited on pace chasers for 0.25 speed. 2 gold recoveries in medium means you will get to skip on stamina quite a bit. Current Chan, the original. 4 as a runner for pace chasing, maybe 5 for team trials as a sprint pace chaser, a 1 for parent, and the speed debuffer of negative 0.25. Current is a gambler in sprints. If her unique trigger is late enough to bring the acceleration into the spurs, she's pretty strong. However, sprint CMs tend to be dominated by front runners and end closers, so she's not quite meta. She's probably good in team trials. Her goals are consistent, and her unique should trigger most of the time. How long do I have left? Whatever. Support card builds. What should I do for X distance? In general, you shouldn't have more than two types of cards in your URA deck. Friends aside, you can replace the speed with Tazuna / AoE and Z's. In such a low-strength scenario, it's better to stay focused. It's also very hard to use wit cards in URA and make competitive Umas, unless you're whaling every card. Save those for later. These are made with PvP in mind. Winning career is pretty simple with decent cards. The enemy Umas are very strong, and you have a secret plus 400 all stats boost, which makes stamina much less important during training. In terms of importance with gold, it's stamina over speed, over power, over wit, over guts. For every distance, stamina is the most important stat, but it has a hard cap on each distance, after which it does nothing. When you're far below the cap, getting more stamina is better than more speed. Disclaimer: these builds are for the URA scenario specifically. In this future, with more powerful scenarios, wit cards are used everywhere. Guts cards have their times to shine, and in MANT, the types of cards don't even matter, only their race bonus. Things will change as the game goes on. Don't destroy your wit and gut cards just because they are not shown here yet. Sprint. Inherit wit and some stamina as a target 1200 / 500 / 1200 / 300 / 500. Also, yeah, that's a high stat line. Right, with 4 speed cards and either with 4 or 5 speed cards or 1 or 2 strength cards. Sprint is the first distance you can start trying wit cards in. If you have a plus 63 power parent of your own, you can inherit full power, try 4 speed 2 wit for team trials, but raising stamina can be a bit hard. If you don't get 500 stamina, 900 power, stick with speed / power. Miles / dirt. Inherit stamina was the same. 4 or 5 speeds and 1 or 2 strengths. Target at 1200 speed. Wait, do I actually remember the order? Frick, I don't remember the order of stats, whatever. 1200 / 800 / 900 / 300 / 400. Or 1200 / 600 / 1000 / 3000. Wait, /300 / 400 plus 1 gold recovery skill. Alright, yeah, gold recovery skill can substitute it for stamina. You can also use a stamina card instead in inherent power if you lack any good power cards. Right, for medium, 4 or 5 speeds, 4 or 5 speeds, maybe maybe a stamina and a core. And I'm pretty sure that's Super Creek. Inherit power target. Try to inherit power. Target 1,200 / 900 / 800 / 300 / 400 plus swinging maestro. A full stamina inherit along with the vodka power card for recovery might also work. For 2 to 4 speed cards with 1 to 3 stamina card, and I'm pretty sure that's also Super Creek. Is that Super Creek? Or am I stupid? I don't know. Long, the goal is to inherit power with the target of 900 / 1,200 / 600 / 400 / 400 plus 2 to 3 gold recovery skills. No, Iron the Will doesn't count as a gold recovery skill. Don't take it. Adrenaline Rust from the Rice Welfare also does nothing on global currently. The Majuro McQueen card you get from the story is very useful here. That may seem extreme, but I can't stress enough. Stamina is more important than speed. 1,200 speed, 500 stamina is 3 seconds, which is about 30 lengths. Slower than 500 speed, 1,200 stamina on Tenno Shell Spring, which is a 3,200 meter. You lose so much speed when out of stamina. You can win career with that, but your performance in PvP will be much worse. See stamina versus speed. What should I build for X Uma? I don't know. What distance are you building her for? None of the current Umas have any unique build requirements. Aside from making debuffers, what build should I make for X style? When refer to the above situation, the various styles don't actually change the stats you want in any meaningful way. Reaching the stamina goal is always the most important, since having more speed is always better than having more power, as long as your power isn't super low, etc. All it changes is which cards you bring to give skills for that style. I should Flash as a speed card for late surger skills, or Narita Taishin as a speed card for end closure skills. Late / Enumas do not value power over speed. Exception, Super Creek. Super Creek can use a Super Creek card. However, her unique skill is as strong as a Golden Recovery. If she is at 3 stars or more, she can get Swing and Maestro from being level 5. You can use strong stamina cards to replace the Creek in the build. Debuffer builds. Debuff builds are typically used in Champions Meeting. Oh, that's what CM stands for. Settings. For normal Team Trials PvP, they are desirable. They give up winning to help your other Umas win. You know what? I'm just going to end it here since, the page break here. Yeah, it's page 54 if you want to continue for this.